Over years, I've spent a lot of time studying money, and not just how it works on paper, but how people actually behave around money. And we can call this the psychology of money, this book. And one thing that I've learned, and one thing that has always come out clearly, is this: that people are not poor because they don't earn enough money. People are poor because of the habits that they repeatedly do or carry out or repeat without noticing them. They do this subconsciously. And these are not obvious mistakes. We have to be very clear. These are psychological mistakes. They are not technical mistakes. They are psychological. They are emotional. Uh, they are mistakes that are on autopilot. We have acquired that kind of behavior. And many of them feel completely normal. Why? Because the people have not identified that this can be a mistake that affects them financially. So in this video, I want to walk you through the 10 money habits that quietly keep people poor, plus what could you do with them. And this is not about guilt, it's just about creating awareness so that you know that these mistakes exist and how you can avoid them. Habit number 1: paying yourself last. One of the most damaging money habits is paying yourself last. And in simple, this is what happens when you get paid. When income comes in, the first thing you pay are the bills, the rent, subscriptions, social plans, or even repaying back your debt. And whatever is left, if anything, is what you save. Now, normally, you can bear witness with me that nothing normally remains. So you end up not having something for yourself, either saving or investing. And it's worth noting that the problem is not income. The problem is priority. How? That when saving becomes optional, it rarely happens. And people who have built wealth treat saving like a bill, not a leftover. So that when money comes in, the number one thing on your expenses should be paying yourself first through saving, because that is, you are buying your future through saving, or through investing wisely, or through investing in yourself, either through courses or through programs that will make you a better person. Habit number 2: getting comfortable with bad debt. There's good debt and there is bad debt. Bad debt has become normal. People have normalized bad debt. What do I mean by that? People take debts to finance phones, to finance clothes, to finance holidays, to finance cars, and even the basic consumption, because everyone else is doing it. It stops feeling dangerous. But just because everyone is doing it doesn't make it right. But we have got high interest debt that doesn't just slow you down. It quietly works against you and reverses your progress. If your debt is growing faster than your income or your investment, you are running in the wrong direction. Even if on the surface it looks that you are doing good, you are running in the wrong direction. Habit number 3: confusing income with wealth. A higher income does not automatically mean a better financial life. Listen, many people earn more. You've seen, think about this. You know people, or you've come across people who earn more, and immediately they start earning more, they upgrade to a bigger house, a better house, a better phone, a better car, more lifestyle expenses. This is called lifestyle inflation. And wealth is not what you earn, wealth is what you keep and what you build over time. So it's not about the things that you see, but the things that you don't see after you've spent money on the thing that we see. That is wealth, and that's how you build wealth. Habit number 4: not knowing your numbers. They say what can't be measured, can't be improved. And many people avoid looking closely at their finances. We call this the ostrich effect. So people, they don't know how much comes into their account exactly, how much they spent on a particular thing, where exactly their money goes. They're not able to track where a particular amount of money went. This is not because they are careless, it's because numbers remove excuses. Because when you know that you spent a particular amount of money on buying shoes that you were not planned for, that's a real number. And when you have that real number, it removes excuses. So this is why people avoid looking at numbers. When you see your finances clearly, remember that you are forced to make decisions. You're forced to act and act in a correct way. And that is what is uncomfortable to many people. So avoidance when it comes to finance is very expensive. Habit number 5, spending to signal success. A lot of spending has nothing to do with need, has nothing to do with what you actually need. A lot of spending is about people spend to, like, I want to use example. People spend more on phones, on cars, on lifestyle upgrade. And this is something that Morgan Housel says in his book, The Psychology of Money. He talks about the fact that people use money to look successful instead of becoming secure. When in real sense, money should make you become secure and not just look successful. So the danger is this, is that status spending delays freedom, and sometimes for a long period of time. And what you want, what you are looking for, is financial freedom, not status. Habit number 6, over focusing on saving and under focusing on earning. Oh, I've talked about cash flow and saving, and there's a common saying that I like referring to. If you focus on saving before you start focusing on cash flow, you will most likely end up with none. Saving is important, yes, but it has got to have a limit. You have to know why you are saving, up to what particular point, and for what purpose. That's why I'm saying it needs to have a limit. There's only so much that you can cut on. You can cut on subscriptions, on coffee, on expenses, on lunch out, on dinner out. Income, on the other hand, has got no ceiling. So real financial growth will normally happen when saving discipline is combined with income expansion. Let me explain. So that as much as you are working on saving, you are also working on cash flow. You can't save your way to wealthy. You have to work on your cash flow so that once cash flow is enough, saving becomes automatically. Let me use an example. You earn 50,000 and your bills are something like around 40,000, and so you're struggling to save 10,000. It will be very hard for you to increase that amount that you're saving. Sometimes you really struggle to save that amount of money. But when you work on your cash flow, so that the amount of money that is coming in is no longer 50,000, but 60 or 70,000, it will be easier for you now to save the surplus, the 10 or the 20. It will be easier for you to save that. So the rule that applies is this: work on cash flow first and then work on saving discipline. Habit number 7, ignoring the tax side of money. Taxes are often the biggest expense in a person's life. Around a third, if you're employed, around a third of your salary goes to tax. If you run a business, maybe a fifth or something, depending with your business, goes to tax. There are very many different types of tax. So you have to understand your numbers when it comes to tax. Yet many people never learn. Many people live on autopilot. They don't know how income is taxed. They don't know how investment is taxed. They don't know how business income is taxed. They don't know how structure affects what you keep. And this is not about avoiding tax illegally. Remember that. It's just understanding the rules, understanding that a large portion of your money will go to tax, and therefore understanding that will help you to know what buttons to press, what boxes to move, so that you are not overtaxed. And money you don't understand is money you will overpay. The rules that you don't understand are the rules that will cost you. The guidelines that you don't understand are the same guidelines that will cost you. Habit number 8, waiting too long to invest. When it comes to investing, one of your greatest assets is time. Many people delay investing because they want more money, they want more knowledge, they want more certainty. But investing rewards time and not perfection, not waiting for the perfect time. The longer you wait, the harder your money has to work for you. The earlier you begin, the longer runway that your money has to work for you. Compounding doesn't care about excuses, so just start. Habit number 9, keeping excess cash idle because it feels safe. Money will always feel safe when you have it in your pocket, in your wallet, in your bank account. Cash feels safe because it doesn't move. But inflation means that idle money is quietly losing value every single year. If you chunk money under your bed, it's 1 million. What that money can do today is very different from what that money can do tomorrow. So keep keep emergency money. That is wise. Keep emergency money, but don't keep excess amount of money idle because of out of fear of losing it, because the money that you keep without that money having to work, that is the money that loses its value on a yearly or monthly basis, depending with the rate of inflation where you are. Safety without growth is just slow loss, and basically that is what is explained by inflation. Habit number 10, treating money as a moral issue instead of a tool. Let me explain. People have complicated their emotional relationships with money. What do I mean? People associate money with greed, money with stress, money with corruption, money with conflict. So subconsciously, they end up avoiding to grow money. Why? Because they think that people who have got a lot of money are evil. People who have got a lot of money are maybe corrupt. It might be true, but it's not always the case. And so once you have that mindset, once you have that analogy, you subconsciously avoid money or avoid working for money because you associate money or having a lot of money with doing evil. And so what you avoid, you can't accrue. What you despise, you can't grow. So money is not bad or good. Money is a tool. If if you resent money, if you see money as the evil thing, the bad guy in the equation, you will never manage it well. The habit number 11, this a bonus, neglecting an emergency fund. Listen to me. Uh, Without an emergency fund, every problem becomes a crisis. A small car trouble becomes a big crisis. A medical issue becomes a crisis. A job interruption, just a shift, becomes interruption. Something like COVID, when it comes up, it becomes a very big interaction. And when there's no buffer is something that cushions you. When there's no buffer, and by buffer I mean emergency fund, when there's no buffer, people will easily fall into bad debt, bad decisions, and panic spending. An emergency fund doesn't make you rich, but it protects everything else that you're trying to build. It acts as a buffer so that if what you're building is here and you have got emergencies here or things that you have to sort out here, this one acts like a buffer zone, so that you can't access the money that you are building to take care of the emergencies that you have. Essentially, that's how it works. As I conclude, money habits don't change overnight. They're things that we learn subconsciously and we retain and stay with them over a long period of time. But from awareness point of view, once you are aware, awareness changes direction. If just one or two or three of these habits made you feel uncomfortable, made you have that realization, that's a very good thing. It means that you noticed something that you have to start working on, and that is where real change starts. And if this video gave you value, share it and let us know the habits that you've adopted, what you've been doing, and what you could potentially do next. I would love to know which habits affects people most. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.